Hello and welcome to this training session on how to use Schoology to create a common formative assessment for the teachers in your PLC to use. Once you have already logged into Schoology, you will go to the top toolbar that contains courses, groups, and resources. The difference between a course and a group is that courses are used for students and groups are used for teachers and admin in PLCs. So again, you will select the top toolbar and select groups. If you already have a group you want to use, select that group. If you have not already created a group for the teachers in your PLC, go to the top right toolbar all the way to the top right and select My Groups. If another teacher has already created a group you would like to join, select Join Group and follow the prompt. If you have not already created a group for your PLC, select Create Group and follow the prompt. Either one will work. Again, if you have already got a group you want to use, select that group. I will be doing so now. Once I'm in the group I want to use, I will go to the left toolbar and select Resources. Resources will be your assessments, assignments, materials that you will use among the teachers in your PLC. Once I have selected Resources on the left toolbar, I will go to the top right and select Add Resources and then select Add Assessment Template. An assessment template will be what you will use to create your assessment that you want to use amongst the teachers in your PLC. Then I will give my assessment a name, make sure that the points are correct, and click Submit. I will then follow the setup prompt to add instructions, assessment settings, tools, and student settings. These prompts are easy to follow and they give your students options such as students can use a highlighter to highlight the text in the prompts, or students can use a notepad to prepare what they want to write. If this is a math class, students can use a calculator, a ruler, or a protractor. Students can eliminate answer choices. Students can flag questions for review. These setup instructions and prompts will allow you to create the assessment that will be best for your students. Make sure you hit save and go back up to the top to questions. You have many options, but here are where you can create your questions or add questions that you have already saved. You see on the left toolbar, you can add a text, such as a short story or a poem, or even a longer word problem. You can add items from an item bank if you have already created those. You can create multiple choice, true, false, matching, ordering, and many other question types. You can add as many questions as you want, or you can add a small number of questions. These will also give you prompts for adding an answer key and adding point values to the questions. Now I am going to go to my district PLC and go to an assessment that we have already created. We have a folder which you can also use to organize your materials, and we have a folder specifically for our common formative assessments such as writing, reading informational text, and reading literary text. I'm going to select the writing one. Again, you would create an assessment, but since we already have one added, I'm going to show you what it looks like. So we have multiple questions. I think we have 7 questions here. We have all of the point values just set at 1 point per question for now. And you see right here that the question types right here are all multiple choice until you get down here and you have a text. This is where you just select add text instead of a question. This is going to be a piece of informational text, I believe. And then you have another multiple choice text. From here, once you are ready, you can go to the top right gear and select Actions and select Add to Course. Now, each teacher in the PLC will add this assessment to each of their corresponding courses. So let's say that I want to use this for my English 2 CP class. I will put it in the folder for the following week. The next week, April 10th through 14th will be my next week. I will make sure that my point values are correct. I will make sure that I have a due date. This is going to be the Friday of that week. It's going to be a test, and then I will use a numeric scale, and it is in the correct grading period. So then I will add my assessment. Now, since my students have not taken this assessment yet, I will use a different one to show you the item analysis section. So for each teacher, you will go into your corresponding course to view the assessment and item analysis. So I'm going to go into my course, my English 2 CP course, and I'm going to select a different assessment that has already been taken so that I can show you the item analysis. So I'm going to show you the item analysis for the reading informational text. You see here that once I have selected this assessment, I can go back and change the setup and questions that I have already created, that I've already shown you today. But once my students have taken the assessment, I can go to grading and reporting. So grading, I have two options on the top right. I can grade by question or by student. Now, if I want to do question here, I can select the question button. This will put all the questions in order. You can see that the average score of each question, and then if I select the question, I can see each student's answer. I'm not going to do that because I don't want my students' names to be shown, but if you click on this question, you will see each of my students' answer. You can see who got it right, who got it wrong, and if they got the question wrong, what answer choice they selected. So I can do that with all of the questions. I see all of my item analysis. I can also go to reporting, and I can see the student scores. Again, it does not show immediately each student's name. I can see that by viewing all students, but I can see my student average, I can see item performance, and I can view each item. So each teacher in the PLC, again, will go to that group. Together you can create the assessment. You can add the assessment to your individual classes, and then once your students have taken the assessment, you can go into the assessment and do item analysis so that you and the teachers in your PLC can make sure that you are improving your instruction and making sure that all of your students have learned what they need to learn. And if not, you can go back and reteach with those specific students. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. I'll see you next time. This has been Allison Welty.